This has to be the key, Ben said, holding it up to the light. With a sense of trepidation, they inserted the key into the lock and turned it. The chest creaked open, revealing a collection of old documents and a small, blackened object that pulsed with dark energy. This must be the source of the curse, Lisa said, reaching for the object. Wait, Alex cautioned. We don't know what it could do. But Lisa's curiosity got the better of her. As soon as she touched the object, a wave of darkness spread through the room, and she was thrown back against the wall. The group watched in horror as the object began to levitate, its dark energy filling the room. The object hovered in the air, casting an eerie glow. The group could feel its dark power intensifying, and the temperature in the room dropped sharply. Shadows began to swirl around the object, forming a dark, menacing figure. The figure spoke in a low, guttural voice. You have disturbed my slumber. Now, you must pay the price. We need to stop this, Alex said, his voice shaking. We need to destroy that object. But how? Sarah asked, her eyes wide with fear. We have to use the silver dagger from the ritual, Ben suggested. It's our only chance. They quickly retrieved the dagger from the hidden room and returned to the basement. The dark figure grew more menacing with each passing second, its eyes glowing with malevolence. With the silver dagger in hand, Alex approached the dark figure, his heart pounding in his chest. The figure snarled and lashed out, but Alex dodged its attacks and lunged forward, plunging the dagger into the blackened object. A blinding light erupted from the object, and the figure let out a deafening scream. The dark energy dissipated, and the object shattered into pieces. The room fell silent, and the oppressive atmosphere lifted. The group breathed a sigh of relief, knowing that they had finally destroyed the source of the curse. We did it, Sarah said, her voice filled with awe. We've set the house free. The ghostly guardian appeared once more, his expression serene. Thank you, he said. You have done what many could not. The spirits of this house can now find peace. The group left the basement, feeling a sense of closure. They knew that the Wellington Manor would no longer be haunted by its dark past. With the silver dagger in hand, Alex approached the dark figure, his heart pounding in his chest. The figure snarled and lashed out, but Alex dodged its attacks and lunged forward, plunging the dagger into the blackened object. A blinding light erupted from the object, and the figure let out a deafening scream. The dark energy dissipated, and the object shattered into pieces. The room fell silent, and the oppressive atmosphere lifted. The group breathed a sigh of relief, knowing that they had finally destroyed the source of the curse. We did it, Sarah said, her voice filled with awe. We've set the house free. The ghostly guardian appeared once more, his expression serene. Thank you, he said. You have done what many could not. The spirits of this house can now find peace. The group left the basement, feeling a sense of closure. They knew that the Wellington Manor would no longer be haunted by its dark past. Despite the feeling of accomplishment, the group soon discovered that there were still more secrets buried within the Wellington Manor. While exploring the overgrown garden, Ben stumbled upon an old, forgotten well hidden behind a thicket of bushes. Hey, come look at this, Ben called out to the others. The group gathered around the well, peering down into its dark depths. There was an eerie, unsettling feeling in the air. There's something down there, Lisa said, her voice trembling. I can feel it. Determined to uncover the mystery, Alex tied a rope around his waist and descended into the well. The walls were damp and covered in moss, and the air grew colder as he went deeper. At the bottom, he found a small, wooden box. Carefully, he opened the box to reveal a collection of old photographs and letters. The photographs showed images of the Wellington family, but there were also disturbing images of rituals and dark ceremonies. These letters might hold some answers, Alex said as he climbed back up. We need to go through them carefully. Back in the hidden room, the group pored over the letters and photographs they had found in the well. The letters were written by James Wellington and detailed his involvement in dark rituals to protect his family from the curse. One letter, in particular, stood out. It was addressed to a man named Alistair Blackwood, who seemed to be the source of the curse. The letter pleaded for mercy and described the desperate measures James had taken to save his family. This Alistair Blackwood must be the one who cursed the Wellington family, Ben said. We need to find out more about him. The group continued to search through the documents, hoping to uncover more information about Alistair Blackwood and his connection to the Wellington Manor. As they delved deeper into the history of Alistair Blackwood, the group discovered that he was a powerful sorcerer who had been involved in many dark rituals. He had a long-standing feud with the Wellington family and had cursed them as an act of revenge. The documents revealed that Alistair had been a close friend of James Wellington before their falling out. The rift between them was caused by a dispute over the ownership of the house and the land it was built on. It seems like this curse is a result of a personal vendetta, Sarah said. We need to find a way to break it once and for all. The group decided to search the house for any remaining artifacts or clues that could help them lift the curse completely. While searching the house, the group stumbled upon a hidden door behind an old tapestry in one of the upstairs rooms. The door led to a secret chamber that contained an altar covered in strange symbols and artifacts. This must be where Alistair Blackwood performed his rituals, Lisa said, examining the altar. The group found an old, dusty book on the altar. It was filled with incantations and spells, many of which were written in a language they couldn't understand. However, one page stood out. It contained instructions for a ritual to break a curse. We need to perform this ritual, Alex said. It's our only chance to lift the curse completely. The group gathered the necessary ingredients and prepared to perform the ritual. In the hidden chamber, the group set up the ritual. They placed the artifacts in a circle, lit the candles, and began to chant the incantation from the book. The air grew thick with tension as they performed the ritual. As they chanted, a dark presence filled the room. The candles flickered, and the walls seemed to close in on them. The dark figure of Alistair Blackwood appeared, his eyes burning with hatred. "You cannot break my curse," he snarled, his voice echoing in the chamber. The group continued to chant, their voices growing louder and more determined. The dark presence tried to disrupt the ritual, but they held firm. Finally, a bright light enveloped the room, and Alistair's figure began to dissolve. The curse was lifted, and the oppressive atmosphere disappeared. "We did it," Ben said, his voice filled with relief. "We've broken the curse." The group left the hidden chamber, feeling a sense of accomplishment. They knew that the Wellington Manor was finally free from its dark past. With the curse broken, the group expected the house to be at peace. However, the ghostly guardian appeared once more, his expression serene and grateful. "You have done well," he said. "The spirits of this house can now find peace. But there is one final task you must complete." "What do you mean?" Alex asked. "There is a hidden room in the house that contains the final piece of the puzzle," the guardian explained. "You must find it and reveal its secrets." The group agreed to the guardian's request, determined to uncover the last remaining mystery of the Wellington Manor. Following the guardian's instructions, the group searched the house for the hidden room. They eventually found a concealed door behind an old bookshelf in the library. The door led to a small, hidden room filled with old documents and artifacts. "This must be it," Sarah said, examining the room. The group began to search through the documents, hoping to find the final piece of the puzzle. They discovered an old journal that belonged to Alistair Blackwood. The journal detailed his plans to curse the Wellington family and his reasons for doing so. "This journal contains everything we need to know," Lisa said. "We need to read it carefully." As they read through the journal, they discovered that Alistair had cursed the Wellington family because he believed they had stolen his land. He had performed dark rituals to ensure that their spirits would be trapped in the house forever. "We need to find a way to undo this," Ben said. "We need to set the spirits free." The group found a ritual in Alistair's journal that could break the curse and set the spirits free. They gathered the necessary ingredients and prepared to perform the ritual. In the hidden room, they set up the ritual. They placed the artifacts in a circle, lit the candles, and began to chant the incantation from the journal. The air grew thick with tension as they performed the ritual. As they chanted, a dark presence filled the room. The candles flickered, and the walls seemed to close in on them. The dark figure of Alistair Blackwood appeared, his eyes burning with hatred. "You cannot break my curse," he snarled, his voice echoing in the chamber.